Okay, so we're looking at 7 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, and I can't resist making yet another video of Eric, the ranking swamp wallaby, because he's now sitting in such a position where he's got his damaged right eye in the sunlight. And from what I can see, what's gone on is that the lens has fallen inside the eye. I don't know whether the vitreous and aqueous humour have mixed, but I can actually see the top of the arc of the lens sticking up above the bottom of the arc of the cornea. So I know that the milky looking lens is actually still there, but it's fallen down inside the eye. So my strong suspicion, you can see it twinkling there, my strong suspicion is that Eric now has merely inverted light and dark sensitivity. So he doesn't have a lens in his right eye. So compared to his left eye, everything looks upside down. But this has been going on for like a year and a half. His brain has now adapted, and he's kind of neurologically rewired everything so that when any light dark movement occurs on his right hand side suddenly enough in an environment that he's not feeling really very sure of himself, then he just reacts by running away. So he's got light dark sensitivity, but he has no ability to focus images. And I'm guessing that neurologically he's reprogrammed around that so that he doesn't have the darkness on the top of his visual field and the lightness at the bottom, thereby integrating his right eye with no lens with his left eye, which still has a lens, and he's still got all of his ears. Even though they've got holes in them, he's got ears, and he does like potatoes. So yeah, for a celebration of 5 years on YouTube, having a visit from my oldest friendly male swamp wallaby, who I haven't seen for 6 months, it's pretty cool. I'm enormously pleased with it. If you look really close on your magnified computer screen, I'm sure in his right eye, which is on the left-hand side of the screen, because, you know, right-left gets reversed when you're looking at things, you should be able to see the milky white upper edge, probably 40 degrees of arc of the lens that has fallen into his eye after having been bitten while he had his eye closed by Mr. Whitetail, who is a regular daily visitor here. And I'm really pleased that Mr. Whitetail is not here to contest passage or transience by Eric, because, you know, Eric's a bit of an old bloke. And old blokes don't really need to be fighting to prove their worth and their existence. In effect, Eric's kind of like the dowager alpha male, you know, like he's been superseded, but he's still kind of welcome. Just because he's no longer boss of the walk, it doesn't mean that he can't be around the does keep them safe while they've got little hairless pouchlings. And that more or less reassures Mr. Whitetail, who now considers himself to be the boss of the whoop, that it's okay for him to go foraging further afield and probably see who else he can flirt with, smooch up to, perhaps start a joey with. So Eric the Restrained, the ancient elder ranking male of the Swamp Wallaby clan, is permitted to live out his life and have a fun time doing it. Beetling around, visiting his friends, like me. Who knows? Maybe he's got half a dozen pet tame humans stashed around the countryside. Is that right? Have you got other fellas around? And I'll be honest with you, as I made that last comment, to my visible Mark 1 human eyeball, his eye, his damaged eye, it almost, like the cornea is working perfectly. The iris is working perfectly. The only thing is he doesn't have a lens in place, and his vitreous humour and his aqueous humour have nothing to separate them. If anybody claims to be a better swamp wallaby ophthalmologist than I am, speaking as a time-expired registered general nurse trained on humans, pretty please, feel free to let me know how far wrong I might be. But as far as I can see, I don't think I'm horribly far wrong. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. There you go, in the reeling of the time. Ciao.